Hello, friends, and welcome to the live stream. Welcome along. Welcome, everybody. People in the chat, do your usual magic. Can you hear me? Is the music at the right levels? Welcome. Good. Good. Welcome along, everybody. Cool. People in the chat, let me know. You can hear me, right? Yeah, it's all good. Levels all good. Coming out of this microphone. Music all good. Okay. Welcome. Welcome along. All right. Let me turn the music up. There we go. Well, hello everybody. Welcome to the first live stream of 2019. Especially big welcome to you if it's your first time in a live stream. Really glad to have you here. As you will have noticed, we like things to be pretty chill here on the live stream. We like to have some nice lighting. We like to have some chill music. The live streams are an opportunity for me to talk about the last video that I made, in this case the Royal Family one, and gather my notes to self, like what I would have done differently. The metric I usually use is like, if I had infinite time and money in which to make it again, what would I do differently? And I go, I also I go through some of the feedback that I got, like the emails and the comments and so on. So yeah, that's the plan. I am fine. I've got like one eye on the chat. It's on the corner of my it's in the corner of my my screen. So yes, welcome along. And also tonight we're going to be talking a little bit about the last video I made, but also about some makeup. So Lindsay Ellis did a tweet a while ago saying that 2019 was the year for male YouTubers to learn how to use makeup. So I was like, all right, cool. I already use like a fair bit of makeup in my videos now. I have done for like 6 months. So I thought, yeah, let's have an opportunity and I'll kind of tell people what I do. I did a makeup stream ages and ages ago. But I'll kind of run a little bit later on in the evening. I'll run you through the routine that I do, and yeah, maybe there's some other stuff. I'm already wearing it. I'm already wearing my natural makeup that I use for streams at the moment, but I'll walk you through that whole thing later on. Cool. Glad to see you. Glad to see you all in the chat. Please feel free to ask questions. You can ask questions. You can super chat me. I will have like one eye on the old on the chat as we go through. It's nice to it's nice to see you all. And welcome along. I'm really excited to do the first live stream of the year. Let's kick things off. If you are a first timer on the live stream, we like to start by lighting a candle. I'm not quite sure how this became a tradition, but yeah, this is how we get going on the live stream. You ready? Hey, there we go. It's a scented candle. It's apparently the scent of Yuletide. It doesn't really smell like a whole lot, but there we go. That can be down there. You'll know that it's there. What am I going to do with this now? Can I get it in the bin from here? No, I can't, because I put the bin outside. I'll just leave it there. Yeah, welcome along. So why don't we get things kicked off with one of my notes to self from the video. So one thing, a note that I made, which somebody else brought me up on, I think, and I can possibly even show you them. Hey, I can show you some of the comments. Thank you for that super chat, Vocal Nerd. No, I do not wear makeup in everyday life. But what I can do is I can show you that. And also, since you're our first super chat of the night, I can show you my new toy. I can say thanks. My flatmates got me this. My flatmates got me this. This way around or this way around? My flatmates got me this for Christmas, and I can also turn it on, but then you can't see it. So yeah, thank you to the first super chat of the evening. People in the chat saying sound a little quiet. I can turn up the old microphone, so that should do you there. That should be a little bit better. Yeah. Okay, what were we saying? Oh yeah. So one of my notes to self, and this was something that Hbomb brought up in their comment, was that sometimes I'm just messing with the audio settings here. Try and turn it up a little bit for you all. No, microphone's as high as it goes. Maybe I have to turn it up on your end. Sorry about that. But yeah, yeah. This person, Hbomb, said that sometimes. So I talked a little bit about in that video about like nationhood and the idea of like Britishness being pretty vague. No, my mouse is just super loud, I'm afraid. Let me just. No, my mouse is just really loud, I'm afraid. That's just the way it is. So yeah, I talked a little bit about. Okay, all right. People in the like. People are asking about the microphone. Am I coming out of this? Am I coming out of this microphone here? Yeah. This one. I don't know what's going on. That's glitching out a little bit as well. Sorry about it. I'll just return to that for a second. Okay, people seem to be pretty divided on the old sound. I'll go in and I'll have a look at my settings, but yeah, the sound's all good. Coming out of the right microphone, cool. Okie dokie. Well, I guess let's just cool. Let's just press on then. That's all cool. Yeah, this microphone. Cool. Yeah, we're definitely reading out of here. Okay, cool. Okay, now it's... There we go. Okay, brilliant. So that was me messing with settings. Okie dokie, right. Sorry. New computer, first time streaming from it. Nice. Cool. Nice one. Right, maybe there's just slightly more we can do as well. Audio. Okay, I can mess with the pan slightly, I think. Sorry, thank you for bearing with us through these technical things. Because as I say, it's my first time streaming from a new computer. Just going into my preferences here and messing around. Do. Okie dokie. This is really really exciting streaming content. It's just me figuring out my new software. Okie dokie, let's go. OBS, preferences, audio. I'm afraid there's I'm not seeing an option for me to adjust the pan. I'm sorry about that, everybody. I can mess with this stuff.
Oh, here we go. Advanced properties. No, sorry. Not a lot I can do. I'm sorry, that's quite frustrating. People in the chat, let me know, do we want to like start again? I can like try it again, or we can, okay, now there's some reverb going on. Tell you what, let's just, okay. How's this? How's this? That was a little loud, sorry. Okie dokie. How are we doing? I know it's probably only in the left ear, but it might be all I can do. Yeah? Alright. Yes, Ollie is a professional, thank you in the chat. My inclination is just to press on. Are we good with that? Chat's scrolling past very, very quickly. My inclination is just to crack on. There is going to be a little bit of room noise as well, I'm afraid. There's not a lot I could really do about that. Sorry. Tell you what, okay, why don't we stop the stream, give me like 5-10 minutes, and I'll come back and we'll see if I can mess with the settings in the meantime. So sorry about that. Thank you for everyone for bearing with me, and we'll see what I can do. Give me 2 seconds. Okay. Okie dokie. Can everyone hear me and see me? Are we now back? I think we should be back. Hello. How are we sounding? Fingers crossed? Are we audio fixed? Audio fixed, all good? Yes? Yes, yes, yay! Yes! Masterful! Technical geniuses! Thank you so much to Freya Holmer, Hail Sobek. Freya, you're a genius. Thank you for guiding me through. And thank you, everyone, for bearing with me through that little technical difficulty whilst I found my way around my new computer and my new streaming software. 2019! What a way to start. Hey, everybody. Fantastic. Brilliant. Welcome back, everyone. Oh, man, I'm so glad. Okay. Fantastic. Well, then, I guess we are ready to crack on with the stream now. Only 20 minutes late, which by, left YouTube stream standards is actually kind of fine. And I'll just edit out the start of the stream later on. Welcome, everyone. Welcome along to the chat. This is chat take 2. Big shout out to Freya. You're a genius. You've saved the whole stream. Brilliant. Well then. And this is great because all the people who were 20 minutes late are just like, hey, I'm here on time now. Fantastic. Cool. Hello, chat. Somebody's saying, what is your bi-lighting setup? I never know what is bisexual lighting and what isn't. This is red and blue, and I've got 2 lights I can control them from my phone. So I used to just have 1 light, but then I got another one for Christmas. So now I can do 2 at once. And then I've got I've got all the candles and stuff in the background as well. So yeah, I've got two Lifex bulbs on either side of me here. So yeah, that's the fun stuff. Okay, what were we doing? We were doing my notes to self. That's what we'll start off with. My notes to self from the video, and the first one I wanted to touch on was. Oh no! Now this is all gone. Wait. Okay. Cursed stream. Alright, so the first note to self I wanted to do was from somebody called Hbomb, who said that when I talked about Britishness being kind of like vague, kind of pretty vague and largely sort of bollocks, what about cases where a nation's monarchy is used as a rallying point for sovereignty movements? And what about anti-colonial nationalism? And that was something I wish that I touched on just a little bit more. For instance, Hbomb mentions the Hawaiian sovereignty movement, which is kind of cool. So I wish that I had kind of maybe spent a little bit more time. Not necessarily dismissing the idea of nationhood all the time, because there are certain contexts in which it might be useful, like anti-colonial ones. In a similar vein, I got a nice email from a fan called Eric, who said that I kind of oversimplified Benjamin's conception of imagined communities. I talked about Walter Benjamin, and I said that kind of nationhood is an imagined community, which is kind of like just sort of vague bollocks, which is kind of not really true. I kind of oversimplified Benjamin a little bit there, and I've done other videos on Benjamin where I've gone into him in more depth. But yeah, that was one of my notes to self was kind of I slightly oversimplified that a little bit, and I can now, I believe, go into here, and I can try and get this back. I can try and get this back so you can see it. 1 second. I will make this stream work. We will get it. We will get it. No, that's not it. It's this. Yes! Technical master! Sorry, you're right. Not Walter Benjamin. Benedict Anderson. Oh no, it's glitching out again. Alright, never mind. Absolute cursed stream. Okie dokie. It looks like it's stable. I'll just be very careful with it. I won't touch it. Alright, no, never mind. Let's not bother with that. Sorry, everyone. Total cursed stream. But hey, tell you what. One of my other notes, or one of the other bits of little feedback that I got from people was there was somebody who was really involved with our waifuism, the subreddit for waifus, and they said, huge fan here, really love your videos. I was deeply involved in our waifuism before. I've grown out of it, but I still think it really shaped my adolescence. Content made about waifuism outside of the community treats waifuists, oh cool, that's a new word, as deviants to be psychoanalyzed, weirdos to be made fun of, or losers to be sympathized for. And this person just thanked me for being nice about people who have waifus. So yeah, my pleasure. Shout out to r/waifuism. Thanks for all the great research material, and I'm glad that video. Well, I'm glad that you liked it. What else did we have? Oh yeah, so 2x2 on Twitter brought me up on something. At one point, I say something like, when I talked about having sex with the Queen, I was like, there are a lot of people who wouldn't have sex with the Queen, like me or Sean or anybody who's asexual. And 2x Lee on Twitter said I kind of misrepresented asexuality a little bit in that, and that so what they said was, I want to get this absolutely right. Asexual doesn't not automatically mean not wanting to have sex. It means that not experiencing sexual attraction, but there might still be circumstances in which asexual people would have sex, if that makes sense. So my apologies to asexual people. I misrepresented that, like, just as a little quick thing, and it messed up. So I'm sorry about that. And I'm grateful for the person who gave me that nice little bit of feedback. one of the other things, the other bits of feedback that I got from a lot of people is, what is HP sauce? A lot of people outside the UK were like, what is HP and what's the significance of it? Some people are like, is it the same as barbecue sauce? And I guess it's not the same as barbecue sauce. Like HP is a traditional accompaniment to like English breakfast, like full English breakfast, like sausages and eggs and HP sauce, and it's a traditional accompaniment to bacon sandwiches as well. It's also HP is short for Houses of Parliament. So I was like that. To me, HP sauce is just like a quintessentially British thing that only we have. So I wanted to like use. It's not the same as Worcester sauce. People in the chat, I'm sorry, it's not. It's like it's thicker. It's more viscous. But some people are like, is it the same as ketchup? No, it's not. It is kind of very like super British. And I just thought, I was like, yeah, why not just put it on my face? I thought it would just be funny. Yeah, it was. Actually, originally, I filmed that bit twice. So I filmed it once just in my flat on my own, and then Harry Hbomb said, do you want to do like a crossover, because he was going to be in London anyway. So we refilmed that scene, and maybe I can fingers crossed. Keep your fingers crossed on this cursed stream. I really hope this doesn't glitch out, but maybe I can actually show you it. Here we go. Where's that bit of the video? It's further back, wasn't it? So I actually filmed it on 2 different days. So this shot right here was filmed about 3 days before any of the rest of this stuff. So this is Harry behind the camera here, and this section of the video is actually in slow-mo. The whole thing's in slow-mo, and I sped it up artificially in post. So yeah, these 2 shots were filmed on totally different days, because we reshot this scene and then I just used the earlier footage over the shoulder. So this is this was all filmed by Harry. That was filmed. This is Cav behind the camera. There's me in my pants, and that shot with the actual sauce on face is Harry as well. Yeah, let's just hold on that. Oh, what a shot to hold on. Yeah. So that was what the HP sauce was all about. I'm gonna go back to that before it starts glitching out. Oh yeah. What other notes to myself did I have? I've got a Word document here. Oh yeah, I got a nice little bit of feedback from somebody who said that when I was talking about British identity, they said maybe that's kind of part of the appeal of the royal family, but another bit of their appeal might be that it's like thinking you're near the top of the pile, like almost the royal family are part of a British version of the American dream, which was something that I was interested in. That was something I was trying to capture when I was talking about the royals being associated with prestige, and that this person just like put it a lot better than I did. There's something interesting in there about like it reminded me of a term that I think W.E.B. Du Bois said about the wages of whiteness. That kind of, he was saying that what was it, like white American workers, even though they're getting a raw deal, they kind of get paid in the wages of whiteness, and at least they get to feel superior to like black workers in the US. And there was another quote which it reminded me of. There was I think it's often misattributed to John Steinbeck, who said, "The poor in America don't see themselves as exploited proletariat, but merely temporarily embarrassed millionaires." And I was like, oh, maybe the sort of British equivalent to that is that the people in Britain don't see themselves as exploited proletariat, but just as temporarily deposed royalty. There's like something about being associated with the royals and giving you a sense of superiority, maybe. So I thought that was a really good comment. Thank you to Athalas for that. Hey, thank you to Metal Gary for that super chat. So for the second time in the night, I can display my thanks sign, which goes, wait, it goes this way, thanks, and then because it's cursed stream, I turn it on and you can't even read it. But yeah, thank you to that super chat. Metal Gary says, my understanding is that HP sauce is named because the person that made it heard that his sauce was popular in the Houses of Parliament. Huh? But it was actually Worcester sauce that they liked. So he was originally called something else. I wonder what it was originally called. Thank you also to Jesse Nyland for that super chat. Thanks. Who says, as a Canadian, my dad ate HB sauce with almost every meal. Oh wow, I didn't realise it was in Canada as well. That's really cool. People who are joining just now saying, why is the stream cursed? Because we just had like a number of technical problems. But if you're just joining, everything's been going very smoothly and wonderfully. Thank you for joining us. Cool. What else did I have? Oh yeah, some people were really fond of the subtitles in the video. If you haven't watched the video with subtitles on, sometimes the subtitles are different from what's shown, and over the credits, as Bark plays in the credits, there's a lot of funny subtitles that go up. Basically, because I was on a train up to Newcastle for Christmas, and I was bored on the train doing the subtitles, so I just decided to just have a bit of fun with them. I didn't think anyone would see them, but yeah, apparently several hundred people turned the subtitles on. Yes, Scaledra Man in the chat says, this stream has nothing on the Forbidden stream. I mean, I don't remember there being any technical problems on the Forbidden stream, but I was also pretty drunk, and I remember a lot of it, so who knows. I'm glad people liked the subtitles. That was fun. It was really good. Blaze Games in the chat says, when's your next fan meetup? Off the top of my head, I don't know. Blaze Games? I don't know. I like doing them with another YouTuber, because it's nice to... Because one thing that Harry and I discovered when we did ours in London was that it's nice to have someone on the ground who's like the producer, who's like, this is where we're moving next, and I'm going to call ahead and make sure they can fit in like 50 people. Yeah, it's nice to have somebody on the ground who can like manage it, and if there's two YouTubers doing it, then you can take turns doing that. So that's a really like nice little tip I picked up from doing meetups. So if I had someone else to do it with, then yeah, I'd like to know the meetup. There might be one in February, maybe. It wouldn't be in London, but yeah, we'll see. I'm going to be going on a little trip in the UK somewhere in February. And there might be a chance to do a meetup whilst I'm there, but I will keep you posted, of course, on twitter.com. Vocal Nerd in the chat says, speaking of technical difficulties, do you know Tom Scott? Yes, indeed I do. I was at a party at YouTube Space with Harry, actually, only a couple of weeks ago, the YouTube Christmas party, and Tom was there. And we got chatting, yeah. Tom Scott's a really nice guy. Yeah, he's really cool. I like the stuff he makes. He's really cool. He's very down to earth. He's very chill. He's a cool guy. And also Becca in the super chats. More super chats. And I just say, thanks. I can't believe my flatmates got me this. Like, it'll be really good for live streams, and then you can't even see it. But thank you, Becca. Says, at Christmas, my family started talking about the Queen, and all I could think of was, no, this is bourgeois propaganda. Thank you for corrupting me, Ollie. My pleasure. And Wendy Weissman says a couple earlier super chats were missed. Yeah, I think before, but I had to do the break and then come back, and I think they are gone. So I'm sorry if I've missed anybody's super chat. I will do my best to keep up with the chat over the night. Oh, somebody says do a meetup with Tom Scott. Well, if he was up for it, yeah, I'd happily do one with him. That would be cool. Yeah. Well, maybe I'll message him later on after the stream and be like, hey. Somebody, D Fletch in the chat says, did Tom Scar, not Tom Scott, get his shirt back? So if you've seen my video on Kant, you know the character of Ian N. Drivel wears a shirt that's covered in hentai, which I borrowed from Tom Scar. And no, I did not get it back. Actually, to that party, that YouTube party, I thought he was going to be there. And I wore that under my other clothes because I was like, Tom's going to come up to me at the party and be like, why aren't you wearing the shirt? And then I can just and show that I am and be like, you underestimated my power. But he never turned up. Tom wasn't even there. So I just wore that thing all night. And one other guy did notice. He was like, are you wearing Tom's hentai shirt? And I was like, don't tell anyone. I'm wearing it like stealth. But he never turned up. So now I still just have it in my wardrobe. I should have given it to Harry. That would have been funny. Zoe B in the chat, thank you for your super chat. Thanks. Says, how do you find inspiration and motivation when dealing with mental health problems? I guess I try and turn them into just videos. I just try and like put it into I try and like do creative stuff with it, or try and take a break. Now that I've had like therapy, I know better how to deal with the stuff that arises in me. I'm considering, and I have a good idea for like, Cosmonaut Video Part 2. Yeah, I have an idea for it that I'd like to do. We'll see. I was just doing some reading, some research for it last night, so maybe we'll do that in 2019. I'll probably have more to say about that later in January, because there's we'll see. Samuel Nadaski, thanks for that super chat. Is it bad that I secretly want a hard Brexit so the UK news can stay as crazy as the news in the US? Yes, it is. It's bad. Okay, I did have some more notes to self. Oh yeah, I got a really cool email from Ingrid in Norway. Thank you to Ingrid, who said that in times of national crisis, the monarch can be a kind of apolitical figurehead that everybody can get behind. And Ingrid referenced the role that the King of Norway plays in certain big events that shake her country, like the Nazi occupation of Norway, which I presume Ingrid wasn't around for, but also the terrorist attack by Anders Breivik a few years ago. And Ingrid said that part of the function of the king in those circumstances could be to give inclusive, non-political speeches, and that could be a good thing. And that's pretty interesting. I mean, I don't know how we would measure the effect of something like that. Yeah, I mean, when I can only speak for myself, but personally, when apolitical figures give like when political figures give apolitical speeches, it makes me feel like less included, because sometimes there's important political stuff that needs to be brought up. Like, I'm not sure what the content of the Norwegian King's speech was following the 2011 attacks, but I mean, had he not mentioned the need to smash white supremacy and like explained how it spreads and how it causes things like that, I'd be like pissed off. So when people call for like unity and like healing division, it sometimes, to me at least, just to me, comes across as a little bit patronising, especially when it's like the Queen sitting next to a golden piano, or Macron's speech after the Gilets Jaunes riots, and he's just giving a speech in like this room made of gold, and it's like, you're saying we need to heal divisions, but this wealth represents the exact divisions that need to be eradicated in order to create a better society, which is the division of class. So it's like, okay, I find it hard to take them seriously. Which I think was part of what I was trying to subvert with the whole like horse get up. I don't know if that worked especially well. Like, that's what I was trying to do with the whole horse thing and the royalty thing, was ape that kind of like sitting in a gold room talking about healing divisions thing. I don't know, maybe that was a little artistically confused, that section. I'm not entirely sure that it worked. Okay, so the Damned Misfit, thanks for that super chat. Thanks. Says, I'm a bit late, but if those in the US who want to know what HP sauce is like, you can get an approximate version if you mix A1 and Heinz. I don't know what A1 sauce is, but I mean, like, I can't advise that kind of experimentation. I don't know what that means, so go for it. If you want to be bold, there's a knockoff cheap version of HP sauce in the UK, which is just called Daddy's brown sauce. And as soon as somebody commented that, I was like, oh no, that would have been so funny. Had I done that, that would have been really, really good if I'd used Daddy's brown sauce instead of HP. But that would have been really good. Yeah, that would have been good. Thank you to Metal Gary for that other super chat as well. It's gonna go and watch Sean. Okay, cool. But anyway, speaking of daddy and horniness. So originally the script for the royal family video was very, very wholesome. Originally it was like it was about me going home for Christmas, and can you really go home, and when you've changed, and what happens when something that's been there your whole life starts to go away, that's kind of in the background. So I went home to my childhood home for Christmas. And it's a house that I've lived in my whole life, and my mum and dad are going to sell in the new year because they're going to move. So I was like, oh, I had some feelings about that, and originally the video was going to be about that, like what happens when this thing that's been in the background of your life the whole time is going to go away, and I was going to make make a comparison between that and the royal family, and I actually had the whole script written and ready to go, and then I chucked it out, and I was like, no, make it weird and horny, and I did, obviously. I think what I was going for, and some people commented saying like the horniness and the weirdness was like distracting or was a little bit too much. I think what I was going for with stuff like fucking the Queen and the socialist penis gag, what I was going for was irreverence. We do treat the royal family we do revere them a lot, and I wanted to go for a more irreverent, silly tone. And I do think that there is an interesting parallel to be made between the royal family, the way we talk about that, and the way we talk about kink as well. I think there is something interesting there, and the way that I have spoken to a lot of people about the royal family, and a lot of the time it does just come down to like this is just what I like, and why wouldn't you let me have what I like? So there's something interesting there, although I get that it's not to everyone's taste, and that some people found it a little bit over the top. More seriously though, somebody on Twitter got back to me with some really, really interesting feedback about it. And I won't name them, I'll show them because I'm wary of like other people atting them. But they said that not just in this particular episode, but kind of generally, a lot of the time on the channel, I play like horny on main as a joke. And they also said I'm not the only one who does this, but in light of the royal family video, they singled me out, which I think was fair. And they worried that if I'm playing like horny on main as a joke, it might encourage other people to think that horny on main and like being horny at people is just for fun. So I know that there is a running joke on the channel, and especially in the live chats of the live streams, just for people being horny at me, and I don't mind. Like that's part of the joke for me. Like I don't see that as a problem. But that's because like I'm a guy, and it's very, very rare that anybody being like sexually like advanced, like having sexual advances at me, even like quite explicitly, it's very rare that like makes me feel uncomfortable. Just because I'm a guy, it very rarely involves a kind of a possible threat to my physical safety. I even get messages from people who are like, "I masturbate to your videos," and I'm like, I'm totally indifferent to that. Like, I'm not really bothered. Like, you didn't have to tell me that, but like, ooh. Whereas obviously, like, especially for women and women online and trans women online, it's very different. So this person on Twitter was saying, if I'm like playing horny on main as a joke, am I maybe like modeling horny on main to people, and then they're gonna like go and send unsolicited horny messages to people, which might cross a line. And that was, I think that's a really good point, and I'm really glad that this person brought this up. Like for about 5 minutes, I was like livid, and I was just like, well, I'm not the only one who does this, and I'm not the first, and why is it okay when other people do it? And it's not okay. And then I was just like, whoa, it's not a personal attack. It's about the standards of behaviour that I'm modelling, and which I need to be aware of. I need to be like aware of what I'm kind of maybe tacitly encouraging people to do. So I'm really grateful that this person gave me that feedback. They had a couple of other points as well, which I'll get onto. But first, some super chats. Louise Ashley Year Payne says, "Thank you for opening my zine on a earlier live stream." No, it's great. Thank you for sending it to me. I don't mind it at all. It's totally cool. And Ren's remarks, "Guide us through this cursed stream, Tech Daddy." I will do my very, very best. Thank you to people sending super chats. So this same person who had points about like being horny on main and me having to be careful about encouraging people, also said if I am making jokes about finding other YouTubers attractive, other YouTubers who like I know and have like a behind the scenes rapport with, then that could be encouraging my own fans to then also go and be like horny at other people, which might cross a line and might not be okay. So that was I think also a good point. That's a fair cop, and yeah, I guess if you are out there being horny on main, just be careful. Horny on main at me is usually like 99 times out of 100 probably fine, but just be aware that the safe zone for me is very big, and the safe zone for like other people maybe not as big. Yeah, so it's something that I'm going to bear in mind when I'm writing and posting in future. Yeah, I'm really glad that person brought that up on Twitter. That was really cool. They had another point as well, but first a couple more super chats. Oinbones, do you think the Leninist vanguard, excuse me, would work for a revolution under modern conditions? I don't know, like what modern conditions to who? Modern conditions like where? I don't know. I think that's a pretty broad question, I'm afraid. And Grace M also had a super chat as well. Would you ever do a video on the philosophy or history of disability politics? Yeah, it's something that people have asked me. To do a lot before, and yeah, it's something I'd like to do. I need to do a lot more research on it. People in the chat are asking, what does horny on main mean? Okay, sorry, I should have explained. It means like just like the royal family video, like including very horny stuff, being obviously sexual, making sexy jokes, making like horniness into a joke, or just being like horny at or about people. And yeah, the thing we were talking about was like needing to be aware of what kind of behavior that models to people. Before I go on to this final point that this person made, there's another super chat from Abhilash Mizra, who says, I found you through ContraPoints and I really love your content. Oh, great, cool. What are your thoughts on PewDiePie? Is he as bad an influence as JP and Ben? I'm guessing JP is Jordan Peterson and Ben Shapiro. I don't really watch PewDiePie very much. I used to watch him when I was younger because like everyone did. I mean, yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't watch him all that much. I try not to pay attention to him. He's a bit of a recluse on the YouTube scene as well. No one really gets to see him ever. I mean, yeah. Obviously, this latest thing is an extremely bad move. But yeah, I don't know. I try not to pay attention to him, to be honest. Bob Johnson, thank you for that super chat. Thanks. Says, what do you think Jordan Peterson gets right? I'm only 2 chapters into 12 Rules for Life at the moment, so it's kind of a bit early for me to give any kind of thorough thoughts on the old JP, on the old Jeepster. I mean, some of the basic self-help stuff is kind of pretty on the money, but that's that's not unique to him. So I don't know. It's still early days. I'm still into it. I might end up doing a video on Jordan Peterson at some point this year. I'm making notes towards it at least, so we'll see. Metal Gary says, with regards to horny on main, my finding you handsome was the final straw in realizing I'm bi. Oh, cool. I'm glad I could help you with that. And Alison Walker, I'm sorry if I missed your super chat question. Sorry, I've got a lot. I can't do 2 things at once here. Like get through this important feedback stuff because people had like good legit criticisms of the video that I want to address. So I'm sorry if I've missed people's super chats. But the same person who was critical of me for being horny on main and also for being horny towards other YouTubers and the audience not always knowing the context for that, also had another criticism, which was about... I can probably show it to you, fingers crossed that it doesn't glitch out, which was about the bit of the video where I'm talking about celebrities. And I compare the royal family to Drag Race, And is that going to load or not? It doesn't look like it. What is this stream? Technically, the stream is just a disaster. Anyway, I did a bit of the video where I compared the royal family to Drag Race, and they worried that I was kind of appropriating some queer slang there. Do you remember the bit of the video where I was like, "Yes, Queen Slay," and my wig is snatched, and I did a dab, and they were like, "Hey, that might be appropriating queer slang." And I did hang a lampshade on that bit immediately afterwards when I was like, when I said, "Oh, is it okay for me to appropriate language from Drag Race if the makers of that show kind of appropriated and commercialized language from ball culture?" But I mean, hanging a lampshade on it, as this person pointed out, doesn't necessarily make it okay. So yeah, I think that's a fair point. I very nearly cut that bit out of the video. Not only because it was kind of like appropriative, but all appropriative, is that a word? We're rolling with it. It's Kurt's stream. I'm just gonna say it. But also it felt like that I was. It was kind of like low hanging comedy. It was a little lazy. I mean, again, what I was going for was irreverence. And I think there is something interesting in comparing the monarchy, which is a very showy institution, but also a very patriarchal and heteronormative one, with something like Drag Race, which is very showy, but like less patriarchal and heteronormative. I thought there was something interesting in that, but there is that's a pretty like highfalutin justification to reach for when there could have been other. I could have compared it to the Kardashians. I could have compared it to Big Brother. I could have, I could have just chosen something a bit better there, and that probably would have been a better move. So, again, I'm grateful to that same person who did a whole thread like laying into me on Twitter, but it was good. It was in a good way, and that's how I make the show better. And I'm sorry that I could have done better there. So I'm thankful to the people who gave me that feedback, and I'm also thankful to. Darius Mogadam, thank you for your super chat. And Pastor Punk says, thoughts on Train Spotting? I have never seen it. There's a lot of things I've never seen. So yeah. And thank you to Lucas Delay says, is learning to ride a horse mandatory at acting school? No, absolutely not. I mean, some drama schools will encourage you to do it. I was encouraged to do it outside of drama school, just because when you're an actor and you look like this, it helps if you know how to ride a horse. It's just a kind of good idea to learn that and get down with it, because every now and then acting goes through phases where like military drill becomes very in, and actors who can do military drill get a lot of work, or when horse riding comes in, or when scuba diving comes in. Actors who know how to dive can make good money. So it's good if because I look like this, it's good to know how to ride a horse. So I learned the basics. Not even really how to ride. Like I can't even like gallop around. I can just like stand on a horse, like sit on a horse and look decent. Although some people in the comments were like, keep the heels down, this is really bad horse riding. I'm like, I haven't done it in a year, like chill. It's just to have the horse there. I'm really glad people liked the horse. That was a really fun day's filming. Amazon was really really nice animal to film with. She was sweet. It was cold. It was a cold morning to film on. I had good fun there. I woke up one morning and I was just like, I wonder if I can get a horse in the YouTube video. And the person who I was hanging out with was like, yeah, get a horse. Put one in. If you can get a horse, do it. I was like, brilliant. Nicole Powell, thanks for your super chat. Says, I'm gay and trans and communist and depressed AF. Well, I hope that the cursed stream and the relaxed lighting and the nice music can make you feel a little better. Sabrina Granger says, how is the horse? Did you check back? I haven't been back. So something quite funny happened. So I messaged the stables saying, hey, I'm a YouTuber. I want to film this. I want to film on horseback in costume as Henry V. The costume is based on Henry V. And when I arrived, they were like, "Oh, we've all looked up Henry V. Like, we're really excited." And I was like, "Oh, okay. I'm not doing Henry V. I'm making a video about the royal family." And they were like, "What do you mean?" And I was like, "Never mind. Don't worry about it." And I was like, I really hope they don't watch me say all this stuff about like having sex with the Queen, because they're gonna like think I'm really weird. It doesn't make any sense about the first half of the video. But it didn't. They were just like, they just let me get on with it and left. And I was like, "Oh, brilliant!" And they're like, "Send us the link when it's done." And I was like, "Yeah." Like, no, I'm not doing that. But yeah, I probably should get some more riding lessons. Maybe I'll go back to that stable if I need another one. Somebody in the chat said it'd be funny to do a video while scuba diving. That would be very cool, because I'm actually a qualified diver as well, so that would be quite cool. Let me just turn down the red there. That lighting's a little better, isn't it? A little softer. Jane Churchill says, on the subject of animals, can you do a video with a snake? You know what? I've actually got a video in mind that would be perfect for. So, yeah, maybe I'll try and find a snake. That would be cool. That would be very cool. Okay. I'm going to make a note of that. Snake would be great. Yeah, Daniel Dancy, thank you for your super chat. Says, have you seen The Good Place? I've seen the first episode, and it wasn't enough to make me go back, because I just don't really have time to sit down and watch the whole series at the moment. Wendy Weissman says, thoughts on Sargon and Co being deplatformed? I haven't really looked into it all that much. Yeah, sorry. And James JWR says, speaking of relaxed lighting, what do you use for pink and blue lighting? We talked about this at the top of the stream. I have two Lifx bulbs either side of me that I can control from my phone. Lifx, Lifx. If you just put them into old internets, then you can get it out. Okie dokie. So I think those are like all the notes to self and feedback I had from the royal family video. So I'm going to take a quick drink. That's better. Okay, there's a couple more super chats which I don't think I'm going to be able to answer. One from Darius says, how do you solve the grounding problem in morality? Hold your horses on that one, because I'm planning a video on morality and meta-ethics and moral relativism, so I will defer my answer to that. Susan Die Clown, thank you for that. Super chat says, I'm a 17-year-old girl from Switzerland. How about a video about the conflict between Swiss neutrality and banks and weapon selling? Whoa. Pretty heady topic, pretty specific as well. Maybe. Savannah, thank you for that super chat. Says, I hope the horse knows how much we all love her. She does not, unless she watches YouTube.com. People in the chat seem to be excited about the idea of snakes. Okay. I mean, like, must be someone in London who has a snake. I must know someone who has a snake. That would be good. Okay, I'll see if I can get a snake. I'm not promising anything. Okie dokie. Sorry if I'm missing super chats by this, because the other thing that I was going to do with this stream was talk about makeup. So Lindsay Ellis had a tweet the other day saying that 2019 is the year for male YouTubers to learn how to do natural makeup. So what I can do right now is show you what I'm wearing, because I don't know if you knew this, but you can definitely tell if you go back and watch my old videos from like 9 months ago. You can tell that I'm not wearing makeup there, whereas now I am. There you go. I don't know if you can see. Don't know how well you can see it, but I'm wearing some natural makeup now to just make myself look a little bit better on camera. And what I can do is I can talk you through what my makeup routine is for videos, and then we can have a chill time talking about it. Because it is really fun. It's really cool to get into. People are like, is Ollie going to put on makeup? I'm already wearing it. Maybe I'll put on a little bit more later. We'll see. We'll see. It might be a nice way to unwind after the stress of the start of the stream where everything was just cursed. But yeah, so natural makeup for guys, it's really fun. Yes, I've got my makeup box here, and I'll go through through what I've got, and don't necessarily take this as an endorsement, but we'll talk about it. So if you are a guy and you're looking to get into doing natural makeup for camera, I guess the first thing to do, it's just behind me, is to moisturize. So when I put my makeup on to do videos, the first thing I do is moisturize. I have just like 100% aloe vera, and I just whack that on there. People are like, this is like a makeup bag stream. Yeah, exactly. This is how you do it. So yeah, take notes. First thing you do is moisturize. It's key, because otherwise you get like really, like it gets cakey and flaky, and it's not very nice. I guess in terms of how I learned, I had a little bit of like advice from a friend of mine who is like exceptionally good at makeup. Like she's just excellent. And she gave me a little bit of advice, but the rest I just got from watching like YouTube tutorials on like natural makeup for guys. So yeah, that's step one, moisturize. The next thing I've got is it's called primer. It comes in a little thing like this. I use anti-shine primer. That's the first thing that goes on, and it just gets your skin ready to put the makeup on, and it also stops me being shiny. I have quite shiny skin most of the time, so this is the kind of primer I like to use. But this is like the first layer, basically. I usually put like a bit extra around my eyes, because sometimes it like doesn't quite get in under there, and I put a bit of extra primer on around here, like around my jaw, because if my makeup does go like cakey, it tends to do that around here for some reason. I don't know why. Don't worry, we'll get to the beard. I know that the beard is a challenge. The next thing I do, this is where stuff gets real. Oh, by the way, with the primer, it is quite expensive. It's not like sun cream. You don't. So when I started out doing makeup, I was like slapping it on like sun cream. But you don't. You just need to use a little bit, and just sort of take it easy, and build up and experiment as well. Thank you to people giving super chats. So yeah, before we move on to foundation, thanks to Shentify, who says, if multiple species of humans really existed with Neanderthals and Homo florensis, how should we treat them? Would racism be worse? I mean, let's focus on dealing with the racism we have before we get into like fictional racism. And Ryan Parasiliti says, thank you for great content. Can you tell me what you should look for when deciding what makes a YouTuber worth listening to and learning from? I mean, I don't even know. I just watch YouTube in the background when I'm cooking, honestly. But thank you. I just follow the curiosity and follow the joy, I guess. So what was next? Oh yeah, next is foundation. I have just like a bare minerals thing, is what it's called, and I have like a big old brush like this. So I guess one of the things, one of the challenges is finding a foundation that's like the right shade, because they come in all different ones. I think mine's called Fairly Medium, which is kind of like medium skin tone to slightly lighter. That's the one I use, and you want to go for like slightly lighter than your skin tone. Just changing the music in the background there. Nice. Yeah, you want to go for slightly lighter than your skin tone, and I'll show you how to put it on. You want to unscrew it like that, and what you do is you tip out a little into the cap here, and then you put your brush in and you swirl it around, you tap it on. When you put it on, you just do it in little swirls. When you put it all around here, you want to go on your nose. Don't forget this bit, like the underside of your nose. A lot of people miss that. If you've got facial hair like me, I literally just boop, boop, and fill it in the gaps. You want to make sure you blend it down your neck as well. Get it up in between your eyes. And you just do little swirly motions of that. And just start with a little bit and just build it up. And honestly, like for me, this is the most fun bit, is the foundation, because the change you see is like instant. When I first tried foundation, I was like, wow, this is like Photoshop in real life. I love it. It's fantastic. So yeah, that's what I've got. I use powder. You can also get like liquid foundation, which I've never messed with. I don't even know what that is. Like this stuff, I'm like real basic level. I'm just so basic in my makeup skills. But yeah, that's foundation, and then I do a little bit of what's called concealer. And for concealer, you're gonna need some of these. They're called beauty blenders. It's just a little sponge, guys. It's just a small sponge. And you'll need some concealer. This is the stuff I have, which comes in 3 little colours. I only ever use one of them. And again, you want to go slightly lighter than your skin tone. And you want to like run this under the tap and just sort of squeeze it a couple times so it's like a little damp. And then you dab it in here. And then if you've got like a spot or a zit like I have, or any kind of a mole or anything, so I have like a mole here. You just dab it. You just like like that. You just dab it and you blend it in. And if you just make it slightly damp, then that helps it blend a little bit. And you just kind of dab it. And if you want to like apply a little thicker, you dab closer. If you want to blend it, you kind of blend outwards like that. And you don't have to cover your whole face in concealer. Some people do that. If you want like a full face of like a really full face of makeup, you can get like really big beauty blenders and you can really go on with a concealer. I'm quite lucky because I have quite good skin at the moment, at least. Fingers crossed. So I just use a little bit just to cover up any like problem areas or stuff that's going to stand out on the camera. Foundation will cover it to a certain extent. Like I have quite reddish skin sometimes, especially when I get warm. Then foundation will help cover that up. But if you've got like spots or like particular things you want to cover up, concealer will be good for that. Some people have like special concealer or stuff that goes under their eyes. Again, I'm not on that level. I don't like mess with that. I'm okay with not doing that at the moment. Again, as I say, I'm very basic. Santa the Grey says, love your bisexual lighting. Your channel's awesome. Keep doing what you're doing. Thank you, Santa the Grey. So yeah, these beauty blenders, they're just small. The key is make them damp and then just build it up and build it up. And experiment. Like my advice would be, so when I first started experimenting with makeup, I got like I just put on some nice music. I sat in front of the mirror and I was like, I'm just gonna like experiment and see how I can get on with this, and see what I can do. Because at that stage of the channel, I was like shooting in a studio for the first time, and I was like, I want to make the show better, but like, what is the next thing to make better after I've improved the camera and the sound? I was like, I need to make my face look better. So I was like, I'm going to learn how to do that and make it look good. Some people in the chat, I remember it was the first time, so I streamed some of my early makeup experiments, and the chat helped me out, and the chat taught me the dab technique, so thank you. Some people are also in the chat arguing about like what is the proper order for foundation and concealer. So always moisturize first. That's what I've learned. And I've experimented with both. So when I first started out, I put like a concealer and then foundation. And every time I did it, maybe it's just the products I have, but the foundation got really cakey and flaky and not very nice. So I tried it the other way around, and that worked. That worked better for me. So that's the way I do it. And then lastly, because I have quite a shiny face a lot of the time, which a lot of guys do, I just have this. It's just like translucent powder, just translucent anti-shine powder, and it's real easy. It comes in a little thing like this. It's got a mirror on it, so there you can see you. Wait, where are you? There's you. It comes in a little thing like this, and it's translucent, and it comes in a little thing, and you put it on, so I often have shininess across my forehead and down my nose, and you just whack it on like that. And you don't need much. if you put on loads, it can end up showing up under lights. This isn't essential. You don't need it. You don't need any of it if you don't want it. But that's what I use just to get the shine under control. So and to show you, actually, I can show you what it looks like, because on the day that I filmed the royal family video, I forgot my shine powder. I left it at home, so I can actually show you, and you'll be able to see. I can zoom in on my face a little. Let me find a good shot. Oh, that was a good one. Nice. Okay, so I can now show you. See that? See how my face is just a little shinier? It's like there's some shine around here and so on. That's because I left my shine powder at home, and the shine powder would just cover that up, and you wouldn't need to worry about it. So that's what that's all for. Before we move on, another super chat coming in from Taylor Monroe. Can you talk about your haircut? How did you find it, and what works for you? Yeah, okay. Before we go on to anything else, I have no idea where I got this haircut. Basically, for the first 18 years of my life, the same woman cut my hair because it was the closest barbers to my house. I desperately need a haircut. I was going to get one today. I didn't. I played Red Dead Redemption 2 instead. And I was going to get one tomorrow, but now I'm going to go into the woods tomorrow and do some filming for the Steve Bannon video. I also need to pick up my new glasses, so I'm going to go down to the optician's, which is next to the woods. And also, God, I need to get back to the gym tomorrow. The gym's been closed for like 2 weeks, and I need to get back in. I haven't gone to the gym in like 5 days, and I feel horrible. So yeah, tomorrow I'm gonna go to the. I'm not gonna get a haircut. I'm going to the gym. I'd like to get one before I shoot my next video, though. But yeah, I use oh, so how much of this story can I tell you? I have very very thick hair, and for a long time, I was just like, it's shampoo. Like, I'm just gonna get the cheapest possible stuff. And then I went through a bit of a change, and I was like that with a lot of things in my life. This was before I did makeup as well, and before I like decorated my room. You might have seen on Twitter, my old bedroom was just like a plain white cube. And I was a very Spartan. I was like really cheap shampoo, like no makeup in videos, no technical like wizardry in videos, just like me, bookcase talking. And I was like that with my whole life. And then I went through a bit of a change, a big change in my life. And I moved to a new flat, and I learned to decorate. And I also spent a week somewhere with different shampoo. I was living in a different flat for a while, and with this person who had a really nice shampoo. And at the end of that week, I was like, "Damn, my hair looks really good! Like, what's happened?" And I was like, "Oh, it's because they've got this really nice shampoo with argan oil in. It comes in a little blue thing called argan oil." And I was like, "Okay, maybe I'll invest a little bit and actually get some nice shampoo and some conditioner." So now I just have argan oil shampoo and conditioner. It just comes in a little blue thing about this big. And yeah, that's what I use. And I've got just like trying to take care of myself a little bit more and like cut myself a little slack, which I've been doing for about 6 months. And now I don't live in a plain white cube anymore. Now I live here. And if you go and you watch my videos from like June, you'll see them like slowly get more luxurious and more involved. Because that's just what I was doing. It kind of reflects where my heart was, really. That I was in a very like place and not giving myself any slack, and then I sort of opened up a little, and now this is what happens now. Now I do makeup streams. This is what we do. Somebody says when your hair is so thick, you have to use the incineration setting on your straighteners. Yeah, I've only ever straightened my hair once, just for a laugh in uni, and it didn't really work. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, argan oil, not sargon oil. Where did we get up to in the makeup? Oh yeah, we covered shine powder. That's usually the last thing that I put on. When it comes to, you got to be able to take it off as well. Don't forget. So I've just got some makeup wipes. Yeah, just real basic stuff. Because if you leave it on all night, then it's really bad for your skin. So I just take it off with some makeup wipes. And then I have coconut oil, which I didn't even get. Like somebody left that in my flat, and I was like, brilliant. So after I get out of the shower or I take my makeup off, just put a little bit of coconut oil on it. Because if you have, this is like something that it took me ages to realize, and it's really counterintuitive as well. That if you have, I sometimes have quite oily skin, and my instinct always for years was to like scrape it all off, like a very harsh products on my skin, and like get rid of all the oil. But if you do that, your skin's like, well, screw you, I'm gonna make more. It just makes more oil, which is like a pain in the ass. But actually, if you just put a little bit of oil on when your skin is dry, then it doesn't make as much. So when I get out the shower, and because I have hot showers and I have quite dry skin, I just put a little on. It's like woo, and it's fine. So yeah, it's counterintuitive, but if you have oily skin, that's one way. Paradoxically, you can actually put some small amount of oil on, and you'll be fine. Yeah. So that's the basic makeup routine that I use. So moisturizer, primer, foundation, a little bit of concealer, just a tiny bit, and then some shine powder as well. Yeah. That's what I do, and then sometimes I do stuff that's slightly more complex as well, and that's just for fun. So if you've seen my video on witchcraft, gender and Marxism, I'm wearing like eyeshadow and eyeliner in that, and I have some with me here tonight. I've borrowed my flatmate's eyeliner pen. Don't tell her. Maybe we'll put some on now, just for fun. Just for fun, and I've got some. I've got a cheap little eyeshadow brush, which I think an old girlfriend left in my flat, which I've just nicked, and some like really cheap as chips eyeshadow, which I got for $2.99 according to the label in a Primark in Brighton. It was on discount. But yeah, don't worry. I've borrowed my flatmate's eyeliner pen before. Don't worry. Thank you to the people. I will get my own, but it's okay. So yeah, I've got some dirt cheap eyeshadow as well. Why don't we have a bit of fun and put that on? Okay, people in the chat say don't put the eyeliner on. Okay, I won't. I'll just put the eyeshadow on, which is just mine. Okay? We'll put the eyeliner back. It's going away. Calm yourself. Alright, I'm changing the lights here. This is going to be quite difficult to do. Because I can only like just there's a mirror behind you, which I can just about make out. There is a. Oh, I've also got a mirror here. Brilliant. I've got a little shaving mirror. Oh, I think one of my flatmates is back. Okay. So let's put a bit of eyeshadow on just for fun. Here we go. What did I do with it? Oh, here's the brush. So this is something that a friend of mine taught me. Who's a guy. He said when I was doing the makeup for the witchcraft video, he said I mentioned that I was doing makeup to a friend of mine who's a guy, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I know a lot about that." So that's been something interesting that's happened since I started getting into makeup. Is that guys who are into it as well have been like, "Oh yeah, I'm really interested in that too," but like nobody brings it up until someone else does. So that was quite interesting. Zoe B, thank you in the super chat, says, "Do you have your crown with you?" Yes, I do. It's just up there. We might put it on before the end. First, let's do some eyeshadow. Is this the introduction of Tiffany Tumble's boyfriend? Okie dokie. So this is a trick that my friend Gila taught me. I've got two here. I'm going to use. I've got a white and a black. I'm going to start with the white. It's kind of like when you do art, you want to start with the lighter colours. So I'm just going to get a whole bunch of that on there. Woo! And then I'm going to put the white on the kind of inside corners of my eyes. So I'll describe what I'm going to do and then do it so you can tell what it's meant to be. So if it's shit, it's not my fault. So I'm going to put the whites on the inside of my eyes just to make them pop a little, you know. I'm so nervous for all of you watching me. So I'm going to turn the lights up a bit as well. Crumb Queen says, here's some money to help you buy a mouse pad and some eyeliner of your own. Thank you very much. I'm going to turn the... There we go. There we go. Now I can see what I'm doing. Okie dokie. So I'm going to put some of the silver in on the corner. Turn this so you can hear me. There we go. Woo! Nice. For some reason, it's always harder for me to do it on the left side than the right. Woo! Thank you to all super chats coming in. Thank you to D. Elmore, says your video about suicide really helped me. I hope you're doing alright. Love your channel. Thank you very much. I am doing much better. Here we go. This is cheap stuff. But now I'm gonna use the black. And I'm literally just gonna fill it right in. Gonna go right up to my eyebrow. It's probably gonna look like crap. But rather than just going in straight away with the black straight away, what it does is if you put the light on the inside of your eye, it just helps it stand out a bit more. I'm going to do a little bit under there at the corner. I'm gonna look like a panda, but like a very cool panda. I have no idea what this look is. I don't know what I'm going for. I'm just having a laugh. This is kind of what I did for the witchcraft video. I was just like, I call this look haven't slept in a long time. Voila. Just gonna try and get it a little bit over the corner there. Woo! Okay, try and even that up a bit. It's a shame you won't let me use the eyeliner pen. Because it's good. Let's just try and blend that a bit. Woo! Could be better. Voila. I look like shit. Oh my god. It's too harsh a line there. Ugh. Okay. Better. Better. Okay, it's kind of not quite even. Darken that one up a bit. I was quite embarrassed. I went to a New Year's party and there were two drag queens there whose makeup was absolutely amazing. And I was like, damn, I really need to get better. My friend Harris is an incredible drag queen. He's not even doing it that long, and he's so good at it. There's no way I'm archiving the stream. There's all the technical problems with this shit I show. Anyway, the general point is, you can see how, like, when I first started out, I thought that it's putting like solid blocks on was the way forward, but it's not. You've really got to like so you can like put a highlight on the inside of the eye, and you can do more with it than just by putting a solid block on. Anyway, when in doubt, just put sexy lighting on and you'll be fine. Pete Wilkinson says, thank you for amazing videos. It's great to see original, well-produced stuff on YouTube. Well, it's original at least, Pete. Lindsay says, can you do a video where you recreate a makeup tutorial and do a fancy look while discussing a topic of choice? I do have a script that uses that idea a little bit. But I've had that script for a long time and haven't really got around to it yet. Yeah. Nat should do your face in drag makeup. That would be funny. Yeah, we should. She did a stream where she did that with her brother. When I was last out there, we talked about maybe doing that, but we just didn't get around to it. Yeah, and in this lighting at least, it's not that bad. It would be way better with the eyeliner, I swear to God. But the chat will lose their shit. I did some makeup for a party. Then I went to a Mad Max party, and I put on some really, really cool eye makeup for that. That was good fun. I don't have a picture of it. I didn't save it. No, never mind. I was going to show it to you, but okay, maybe I'll hang out for like 5 or 10 more minutes. Mr. Fragglespock, thank you for your super chat. Says, I love your work. Do you have any book recommendations on the basics of socialism? I mean, like, Communist Manifesto audiobook is a solid one. You can get it for free. Yeezy says, now that we know Hbomb guy's persona is a ferret, it's time for you to reveal or choose your persona. It's a rite of passage. Again, I have a video. I have notes towards a video, which would involve not like a persona per se, but basically when I was an army cadet, we all had call signs on the radio, and mine was an animal. So the video would involve revealing that. But yeah. Okay. Maybe let's put on the how many video days do you have written down that you haven't started making yet? I've got like a whole folder full of old scripts, some of which haven't really ever gone anywhere, and some of which have not really worked out. But I can always go back to them. I'm looking for Zoe Blade Bandcamp, because we like to end the video. We like to end the streams with Zoe's music from her album Hello Calm, don't we? No, because it's a cursed stream and all the technical problems. Hey, okie dokie. Zoe's music should now be coming out of the speakers any second now. Brilliant. Okie dokie, friends. Oh, one thing we missed. Beard and makeup. I just have a brush, and you just brush it right out. Boom. Oh, somebody says, try going milder on the shadow and adding definition to your brows instead. Well, I could do that with an eyeliner pen, but you won't let me use the eyeliner pen. I would if, yeah, you can add more definition to your brows with an eyeliner pen. You can just like fill them out a bit, and it makes it look makes them look a bit thicker. But Patient Zero, oh my gosh, says, I just came out as trans to my family. Watching you and Nat interacting on a live stream is what finally convinced me it can be fine and totally normal. I'm really glad, Patient Zero. I'm really glad we could do that for you. That's awesome. Congrats. Oh, that's made the whole stream worth it. Yeah, it's made all the technical issues worth it, and my crappy makeup. That's made it all worth it. Thank you. I'm gonna add an eyeliner to my. I'm gonna add an eyeliner pen to my my Amazon wish list. so people can be like, so people can get me one if you want. Yeah. Wow, chat is divided on the issue of whether to use eyeliner. Okay, I'm not gonna use it. Don't worry. You're right, because if I got pink eye, I'm an actor. I can't do camera work if I have pink eye, so that is bad. It's a pen. It's not a pencil. I can't do it. Yeah, eyeliner is on the wish list. Yeah. And we're down to the final 5 minutes of the cursed stream. Oh my word. I should have gotten drunk as well. That just made it even worse. But hey, congratulations to Patient Zero. That is that's the true message of the stream. I'm really happy for you. Andrea says, how has your 2019 been so far? yeah, it's been good. My brother's girlfriend gave birth yesterday, so I'm an uncle again. I'm going to see the baby in like a week, so yeah, I'm really excited about that. That's been the main thing. Yeah, that's been the main thing. That's been cool. Other than that, I've been pretty chilled. I've been getting ready to shoot the Steve Bannon video in a couple of weeks' time, and also I've been editing the next video, which comes out a week today, which is about the housing crisis, and me and Mexi are doing a collab about the housing crisis. So that'll be fun. It'll be good stuff. All right, we're down to the final track. Maybe I'll archive the stream. Maybe. I'm probably gonna watch it back first. See what it's like. Probably with all the technical stuff at the start, I probably won't, to be honest. But thank you to everyone who's keen for me to do it anyway. Setting spray as well. Good call. That is a good call. I'll add that to the list too. No, getting ready to shoot a Steve Bannon video. A video about Steve Bannon. Not getting ready to shoot Steve Bannon. No. But yeah, next video comes out a week today. It's a collab between me and Mexi. It's about the housing crisis. I'm really excited about it. It's really fun. There's a lot. It's the first time I've used green screen, and that's worked really well. The whole video is presented in character, which I think is the first time I've done that. But yeah, it's good. Nice. Can people hear Zoe in the background? I need to learn how to contour as well. I don't know, I've already got a beard. Beard is kind of already contour. Oh, the crown! The crown! Hang on a second. So, for the Royal Family video, I had a crown custom made by a metallurgist in the Ukraine, so that it could go around my enormous head. And it didn't arrive in time, but it has now arrived. It's a little wonky. There you go. It has now arrived. It almost fits. It's actually slightly too small. still slightly too small. Also, it's the crown is like perfectly round, but obviously skulls are not. So I had to have this like custom made to go around the enormous Chad circumference of my head, and it didn't arrive in time. But I've got another plan for another video where I'll get to use it in future. So don't worry, the crown will make a comeback. That's enough of this. Well, this stream ain't getting archived. Thank you to everyone who turned out to this ridiculous stream. Definitely one of the loosest streams I've done, with the exception of the Forbidden stream. But this time I didn't have any alcohol or encouragement. It just turned out weird. So thank you to everyone who came out. I will now attempt to stop the stream. Have a wonderful evening, everyone. Good night.